What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of the Bleeding BnG podcast, episode 135. Before we get too deep into this video, you already know what I'm going to say. Be sure to comment, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe because your Washington Commanders are acting up. They acting like fucking fools. And we're going to keep pushing out this content as long as they acting like fools. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button to make sure that you're not missing anything from the most raw, uncut, and unfiltered analysis on your Washington Commanders. And without further ado, let's get into this video. It'll give you a timestamp as I do for all of my episodes. It's about 6 a.m. on Tuesday, September the 24th, 2024, and it is a Victory Tuesday. I haven't slept. So y'all going to have to bear with me on this episode. I'd always planned on recording in the morning, trying to get some sleep. I haven't slept. And that's because Jayden Daniels went out there and put the league on notice last night. He put the league on notice. Not only the Cincinnati Bengals, not the AFC North, not just the NFC East. He put the entire league on notice last night. And I ain't been able to sleep because I've been so bricked up all night long. All Diddy. I'm sorry, all Diddy. I ain't had a quarterback in my 30 years being a Washington Commander fan. I'm about to start acting up. I'm sorry. But let's get into this game. Washington put the league on notice, beating the Cincinnati Bengals 38-33. I don't know why we shocked. I don't know why we're shocked. Yeah, in a before the season, our schedule, outlook, and things like that, I did have us losing to the Cincinnati Bengals. But that's before the Cincinnati Bengals came into the game 0-2 yesterday. And just to hear people over the course of the week talking like we ain't have no chance. Yeah, okay. Because guess what? When you got number 5, Mr. Jayden Daniels as your quarterback, you always got a chance, fam. Sorry to break it to you. And this is what I mean by him putting the league on notice. Last night, he had more total touchdowns than incomplete passes. Like, the shit's not real. The stats aren't real. He had more total touchdowns, 1 rushing and 2 passing, than the 2 incompletions that he threw all night. Going 21-23 with a 91% completion percentage for 254 yards through the air and another 40 rushing. I'm sorry. I'm acting up. I might take my shirt off this episode. I can't make no promise. I don't know how to react. And one of the reasons why I haven't slept yet is because I swear to God, for like an hour after the game, I just sat there and stared at the wall. Because is this a new reality for us? As Washington Commander football team Redskin fans, is this what it feels like to finally have a quarterback? And I'm not trying to speak in hyperbole, and I'm not trying to be emotional. I'm not trying to be super emotional because it is early in the season. The boys only played 3 games. But do y'all realize that y'all witnessed one of the best rookie quarterback performances in NFL history yesterday? Last night? Do we realize that? Going up there against the mighty vaunted Cincinnati Bengals, even though they 0-2. Having everybody on the ESPN set pick against us. And he just says, yeah, hold my bag, watch this. And he proceeds to drag his nuts on the entire Cincinnati Bengals defense for the entire game. It didn't stop. Like literally the entire game. This is another game where we started a possession, and unless we were taking a victory knee, we ended that possession in a score. Some college offense, Cameron Taylor-Britt. Some college offense. The first team to do that for 2 weeks since 1940, since they was wearing leather helmets. Nigga, your grandparents wasn't even thought of back then, Cameron Taylor-Britt. We doing shit that hasn't been done since then, but we some college offense. Man, fuck out of here. Terry McLaurin up top. Or your bitch ass. I'm sorry, I felt like I played. Because them boys went up there and competed their ass off. And came out with a victory. With that performance they gave out yesterday, I wouldn't even mind a hard-fought L. But guess what? That's loser talk. Because we ain't do that. We ain't lose. It's a lot easier to take some learning lessons when you're celebrating a win than when you're going through and going over a loss. It's a lot easier to take those learning lessons because the defense, you need a whole bunch of them, bro. You need a whole bunch of them, and we're going to get to y'all. Trust me, we going to get to y'all. But it's so positive, such a positive vibe over here in the DMV, over here at Bleeding BnG, that I'm going to just put a positive spin on our defense and say that without that defense, we wouldn't have had the electrifying shootout game that we got yesterday on a Monday night. But we're going to get into that defense. But let's stick with this offense, man. When you have a quarterback, and I tweeted this out yesterday, when you have a quarterback that's a dual threat possibility and also doesn't turn the ball over, you're damn near going to compete in every game. That's the formula that the Baltimore Ravens have had since 2019, and that's why they've been competitive since. Now, no, it hasn't won them a Super Bowl. Because at some point in the postseason, you're going to make a couple of throws that I'm not sure Lamar Jackson can make, that Jayden Daniels was making yesterday, quiet as kept. But if you want to compete for the duration of a regular season into the playoffs, having a dual threat quarterback that doesn't turn the ball over is essentially having a cheat code. Because guess what? You're not minimizing your possessions, and then the possessions that you have, you're playing above the sticks. You're playing in front of the sticks all the time. That's how you go 2 weeks without punting. Jayden snatched Tressway's number and told him basically, you ain't even got to come here no more. We don't need you. You can go ahead and hold some field goals. That's your new role. And I'm sure Tress doesn't mind it. We saw that leg was getting tired last year. So for him to not have the kick in 2 weeks, the next Tressway punt better be a 95 fucking yard bomb. You well rested, bro. And who knows? We might not see that punt next week. We might make it 3 games in a row. With this quarterback, anything is possible. Word to Kevin Garnett. I don't know how to act. I don't. I don't even feel like I felt this way since RG3. Because when RG3 was doing this thing, his rookie year, winning Offensive Rookie of the Year, we still had Dan Snyder as our owner, and that was always raining in the back of my mind. Raining heavy in the back of my mind. But to see my man Josh Harris out there yesterday, drinking him a Stella Artois, sitting next to Adam Peters, them coming down the field to congratulate Terry McLaurin, to congratulate Jayden Daniels for putting the fucking league on notice. They put the league on notice yesterday. Woke up still at the top of the division. Dallas Cowboy fans praying on our downfall because y'all can't beat the Baltimore Ravens. Fuck out of here. Handle your business. Handle your business. Because y'all let me know. Y'all let me know when is it not too early for me to proclaim that we got the best quarterback in the division. I don't care that it's 3 games in. Dak Prescott not doing what we saw last night. Jalen Hurts ain't made a couple of them throws since 2022. And he's cooked now. He looked like he running with a goddamn refrigerator on his back. And Daniel Jones, I don't even want to get started on him. I hope y'all ready to start competing, Washington. Because solidified, sustained, elite quarterback play is going to have us. Is going to be what's having us compete week in and week out, year in and year out for the next 10 to 12 years or however long Jayden Daniels is our quarterback. I hope it might be 20. I don't even care if he's not running no more. Just throw that thing. Just throw that thing. Because a lot of the talking heads pre-draft, a lot of the people that made up the Drake Mayhive, they told me that you were just a rusher. You would have beat the Cincinnati Bengals if you ain't used your legs at all yesterday. Tell them the running aspect is just what makes you special. It's what makes you 100 times better than Drake May and not just 50. Oh my. Let's get into the rest of this offense, man. Because I was loud last week. And I've been loud for the last couple of years. I was questioning where Terry McLaurin was at. Where's Terry? And y'all know I didn't mean that from a position of malice at all. Because if you're a real Bleeding BnG Day 1 fan, y'all know that Terry McLaurin is my favorite player on the team. But I got to hold players accountable. I got to have some level of objectivity. And Terry McLaurin just simply wasn't getting the job done. And I wasn't going to harp on the talking point of we got to find a way to get him the ball for the third offensive coordinator in a row. I wasn't going to do that. I refuse to do that because there's a common denominator there. Well, guess what? Terry heard all the noise because I wasn't the only one talking this week. Kevin Sheehan was talking. Your local podcaster was talking. They even stopped talking about it on the NFL Network. And he heard all of that. Because Terry McLaurin looked like a wide receiver 1 yesterday. 4 catches, 100 yards, and a tud to call game on his Paul Pierce shit. He called game. And he literally did. If you guys don't know, he went back into the huddle after the timeout and told Cliff, give me a go ball for game, for 6. Go check us out on X. I called it as well. Hit 17 here and put their ass to sleep. Night on my Steph Curry. Terry hit the night on them boys. I ain't had a night like this in so long. I don't even think I felt like this in 2022 against the Eagles because Taylor Heineke was our quarterback at the end of the day. Terry McLaurin looked every bit of a wide receiver 1 yesterday. Now, am I willing to change my stance that I made last couple of weeks? No. Because I need more than 1 game for you to automatically enter back in the top 15, top 10 talks. But if you keep having games like this, and you keep stacking these games like we were used to you having early in your career, oh, you'll be back there in no time soon. All thanks to Jayden Daniels. All thanks to Jayden Daniels. I haven't seen Terry McLaurin take over a game like that since the Indianapolis Colts game in 2022. Damn near 2 full calendar years ago. I'm glad I saw it. But for all the people that think they trolling me because I said that Terry wasn't an elite wide receiver 1 over the last couple of weeks, you not, bruh. I still got 3 Terry McLaurin jerseys. 2 signed, bruh. Never said that Terry McLaurin sucked. I just need more of what I saw yesterday. Because yesterday it looked like that dominant alpha wide receiver 1 that I've been claiming you to be up until last year. If we can get back to that, I know you're getting a little older, but if we can get back to that, oh my God. Because Terry McLaurin is the type of guy that I want to win a Super Bowl in D.C. He's so committed to this organization. He's loyal to the soil. But don't be foolish. We're going to hold these players accountable when they need to be held accountable. I ain't never bought a pair of burgundy gold tinted lenses, and I don't plan on buying that. You come to Bleeding BnG because we're going to shoot it to you straight with the most raw, uncut, and unfiltered analysis on your Washington Commanders. And if you've been following Bleeding BnG, I told y'all 3 months ago Austin Eckler still had the juice. Do you believe me now? I told you 3 months ago Austin Eckler still had the juice. I pointed out that he played with damn near 2 high ankle sprains all year. Legit, all year. He got his first one in the first week, and then when he returned from the first one, he sustained the second one on the other ankle in his return game. You were running back playing with 2 fucked up ankles all year. What do we expect you to do? But them ankles looking they looking healthy as hell now. He has the juice. They robbed him of his 100-yard kickoff return yesterday. Well, guess what? He just said, I'm going to give you about 60 all-purpose with a tud, and I'm going to have another 70-yard kickoff return. I'm going to give you about 130 all-purpose. And that was in 3 quarters because he went out in the 3rd quarter with a concussion. I'll take that over a sprained ankle any day. But I need you to heal up. Because if you haven't noticed now, Austin Ekeler is an essential part to keep this offense moving. And the first drive is an example of that. We get behind the sticks in one of the few times in the entire game that we were behind the sticks. I think it was like 3rd and 14. Austin Ekeler converts a screen pass for a first down. Breaking tackles. This is why that Jay Gruden offense or the Scott Turner offense, when they were effective, this is why. Because they had chain movers. Jordan Reed had a Chris Thompson. Jay Gruden had a Jordan Reed and a Chris Thompson. Scott Turner had a prime J.D. McKissick for 1 year, which was arguably his best year as our offensive coordinator. Because they have chain movers that allow you to play in front of the sticks. And that's exactly what Austin Ekeler is. He's just as important to this offense than Brian Robinson. And I know Brian Robinson had 130 rushing yards last week. But when you're a run-heavy team, like I predicted us to be earlier in the season, that's coming true now, all the more reason why you need to be following us and hitting that subscribe button over here at Bleeding BnG. Your running backs are going to get the touches. They're going to get more than enough carries. Sprinkle in with a Jayden Daniels option every now and then. Design run every now and then. Scramble every now and then. That's the type of stuff that takes a soul away from a defense. What did Dan Quinn tell you before we drafted Jayden Daniels? When he gave his opinion on Jayden Daniels on the Junkies. He said he's a game changer. I forgot who he told. He said that's the type of quarterback to suck your soul away on 3rd down. And he's proceeded to do that in his first 3 games in his NFL career. That's why we don't punt. 3rd down ain't shit to him. But if you've been paying attention to us at Bleeding BnG, if you watch college football, none of this is surprising you. None of this should surprise you. At LSU last year, he led the country, them as the offense, led the country in 3rd down conversion rate while having the fewest 3rd downs. So what that told you is not only did he get it done on 3rd down, that he got it done on 1st and 2nd as well. And it's translating to Sundays and Mondays and Thursdays, whenever you want to play in the NFL. Should they put a Friday up in that thing this year? It's translating. Sticking with the offense. Luke McCaffrey showed us something today. Damn near got in the end zone. Showed that he has a connection with Jayden Daniels. So shows that him coming in at 5 o'clock in the morning is paying off. And he ain't just doing that shit for shits and giggles. I'm glad that he had a coming out party on the national stage. Where football fans are so familiar with the McCaffrey name. Running physical. And to be honest, that play where he almost scored in that first drive, that's what let me know that last night was going to be a little bit different. And I'm 100% honest with you. Luke broke a couple of tackles and turned that bitch up like he was ready to score. On 4th and 2, he didn't want to just get what's there. He turned 4th and 2 into a 30-yard game. And that was what let me know, oh yeah, these dudes ready to compete today. They ready to go put their foot on somebody's fucking neck. And that's exactly what they did to Joe Burrow and them yesterday. Jamal doing all them weak-ass gritties. Gritty at 0-3, bruh. Gritty at 0-3. Gritty at 0-3, bruh. What y'all bring T. Higgins for? What y'all bring him back for yesterday? He ain't did jack shit. He ain't did jack shit. He could have rested up for another 6 days. Y'all put out all the stops and still took the L at the hand of the Washington Commanders. That offensive line, oh boy. Boy, oh boy, that offensive line. Y'all was looking like the Hogs yesterday. No, I ain't say that. I did not say that. I did not say that. I did not say that. But that offensive line looked damn good yesterday. And the thing is, Your offensive line has the capability of always looking damn good when you have such a mobile quarterback. Everything's going to be tied back to Jayden Daniels today. I'm sorry. I might even tie Joe Witt Jr.'s shitty-ass play calling back to Jayden Daniels in some way. But having a mobile quarterback, I think we took 2 sacks yesterday. But I saw Jayden under center a lot more than we saw in the first 2 weeks. I saw him having some rollouts. Cliff was in his bag. Cliff heard Cameron Taylor-Britt talking all that shit and said, yeah, hold my fucking beer. We know Cliff don't sleep. Look at his eyes. Nigga was drawing plays up till 7 in the morning every day last week after Cameron Taylor-Britt talked all that shit. And where was Cameron Taylor-Britt yesterday? Other than on Terry McLaurin back chasing him. Come outside, boy. Somebody tell Cameron Taylor-Britt to come outside. Noah Brown had a couple of big catches. De'Ami Brown had a couple of big catches on a couple of back-to-back screenplays. I know he got his ass mollywopped on one of them. But guess what? He got us in 4th and manageable where we were able to convert that 4th down. So De'Ami Brown did a little more than just running around yesterday. And tell me, y'all tell me that this offense ain't starting to look like 2012. We ain't have huge names on that offense. Pierre Garçon was our best receiver, but we had Josh Morgan as our 2. Aldrick Robinson was getting burned. Leonard Hankerson. But we were still able to move the ball because we had that dual threat option at the quarterback position and RG3. And RG3 was able to throw the ball over the fucking moon. Don't think he's as accurate as Jayden, but when you're able to throw it down there 70 on a run, defenses are scared of you. Just like we see these defenses be scared of Jayden Daniels in the last couple of weeks. We saw Levante David tell Austin Eckler, damn, he fast. Like, and this is the guy that's gone against Justin Fields. He's gone against Lamar Jackson. He said, nah, Jayden Daniels fast as shit. Like, he got that shit. And these are all the reasons why I'm so bricked up at 6 a.m. Let's get into this defense, man. Because the defense will be the sole reason if this happens. I know we've been on our high horses all day. But y'all know y'all come to Bleeding BnG for a dose of reality and the most raw, uncut, and unfiltered analysis. If so happens that we just don't happen to make the playoffs, I'm telling you it's going to be the defense's fault. And we can see that. Trust me, I'm not putting anybody on game. That's not me being the smartest guy in the room. But that defense, man, y'all got to get that shit together, bro. Y'all got to get that shit together. Because after the first drive, with Jamar Chase damn near assaulted Mikey Sanders still like he was a damn baby, I thought we were in for a long night. I told you I had to wait till that Luke McCaffrey reception and be like, oh, this might be different. This might be different. But you got Mikey Sanders still out there on the boundary now just simply because you don't have the personnel. He out there checking T. Higgins, who's 17 feet taller than him. He didn't look comfortable on the boundary to me. What's up with him overplaying his leverage on these routes? That's how he got scored on against Wan'Dale Robinson last week. I know it looked like cover 2 on that Jamar Chase touchdown. I got to go back and watch the film. But even if it's cover 2, I still don't think that he played with the best leverage. I think he overshades, the wide receivers in a lot of his reps. And the thing that concerns me about that is that people tend to do that, or DBs tend to do that, when they think that they're, physically incapable of playing a guy straight up. So they try to cheat the one side to beat them there, to read their mind and things like that. And I've seen Mikey do it for 2 games. So I'm kind of concerned. Is he starting to question his physical ability? This is a guy that wasn't the biggest. And a lot of the talk that we heard about Mikey Sanders still coming out of the draft is like he was a really good player. But we heard that term pound for pound. And there's a reason why we heard that term pound for so much. Because he's little as hell. But he did bounce back. I think he made a good tackle. I forgot who it was coming up. I think it might have been Yoshivitz coming up. Mikey stoned him short of the sticks. So he bounced back. Ain't like he had all negative plays. But Bobby Wagner's fucking cooked, man. Bobby Wagner is fucking cooked, and I wouldn't be surprised if somebody, takes his seat at the starting linebacker position over the course of this season. Because to be honest, let's be real, he was brought in to be more of a locker room culture guy. That's an expensive locker room culture guy. But we even saw Jayden Daniels playing some off-ball linebacker more than we've been accustomed to up until this point in the season. So I don't know if that's like Dan Quinn and Joe Witt like experimenting to see if he's able to handle that and take some off of Bobby's plate. But it was interesting to see Jamin play the off-ball linebacker position as well. He was almost exclusively a DN at the early part of the season. And I think that he flashed. He made the first tackle on special teams. And, he showed you every reason why he should at least be active on game days. That Alabama wall, I think that Bama Boys experiment at the defensive tackle position should be over. Johnny Newton played 40% less snaps than Daron Payne and Jonathan Allen combined. And had 3 more tackles than both of them combined. And that's, I'm not making that up. He outproduced both of them in about 40% less snaps. So let me guess, they only double teaming John Allen and Daron Payne, and they just leaving Johnny Newton scot-free. Because that, leave it to Washington Commanders Twitter, Washington Commanders social media, that's what they'll tell you. But I don't know what Daron Payne and John Allen are doing. As I mentioned, Bobby Wagner ain't good too. So, I mean, they all have a part in the run defense. We let Chase Brown run for goddamn 60 yards yesterday. Had holes so big I could drive a fucking 18-wheeler through. But we got to shore that up. We got to shore that up because I would hate to have to waste a magical rookie season for my quarterback with this putrid-ass defense. Frankie Lugu was flying around the ball yesterday, and I actually think that Jeremy Chin was our best defender yesterday, making a play over top, blasting Mike Gesicki on the sideline on 3rd down, causing a 4th down, breaking up the play on the 2-point conversion. I just think that he was all over the field yesterday and showed a lot of improvement over what we saw, last week in the New York Giants game and in the first game. His 2 weeks were rough. But it was more evident last week when you just dropped into your knees in the open field against Daniel Jones. Like he heard the tweets. Somebody got in his fucking ear because I think he balled yesterday. Benjamin St. Juste played a decent game. Got beat over top by Jamar Chase. But when you have the personnel that we do have in Washington, I'm not expecting us to shut teams out. But I do expect us to be competitive because when you see that you got this guy at quarterback, I told you I was tying everything back to Jayden Daniels. You want to play for this guy. You don't want to waste any of his prime years because that type of athleticism can go fast. So you want to take advantage of it while it's still here. I think that'll do it. I need to go get some sleep. I need to go change my drawers. And I need to go listen to the local and the national media glaze my quarterback. So that'll do it for this episode of the Bleeding BnG podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, if you're not following us on social media, check us out on X. Check us out on Instagram. Our X is at BleedingBNG, BLEEDIN BNG. Our Instagram is at BleedingBNG, BLEEDING BNG. So there's 2 G's in our Instagram handle. Check us out on audio-only platforms such as Spotify, such as Apple Podcasts. Please leave a rating. Please leave a review. That's how we finesse these algorithms so that when you're searching anything Washington Commanders, Bleeding BnG is that #1 content hub that comes up in your search bar. And yeah, as long as the Washington Commanders keep cutting up, I'm going to keep pushing out this content. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll check in on y'all